Hey everybody, this is JD Gaming. Happy Friday and welcome back to 4 Fun Facts in Yu-Gi-Oh! The show where we discuss just that and hopefully learn something new along the way. Book of Moon is an incredibly flexible card that has historically been regarded as the best -1 in the game. Looking at its artwork, it's interesting to note that this book reads right to left just as it would in Japan. Zooming in, we see this little bird down here in the center. While Book of Moon was first printed in 2003's Pharaonic Guardian, our feathered friend has only been here since the 2009 Spellcaster's Command Structure deck. If we closely examine the original Book of Moon, we see an Ankh, the Egyptian symbol for life and the original art for Monster Reborn. This symbol appears not only in the center, but also in the string of hieroglyphs below. These are the 2 Ankhs that were censored down the line. Yet another interesting twist is that these Anubis-like figures on either side of the book are each holding an Ankh in every version of the card, even those that had the center 2 replaced by the bird and whatever this thing is. Speaking of Monster Reborn, I love that TCG artwork. It's a really unique and neat experience when censorship results in a complete redrawing that's far more beautiful and complex than the original. Another early card that shares this trait is Spellbinding Circle. If you've ever wondered why it looks like this in the anime, here's why. The OCG uses the hexagram and the magician circle that was utilized in Kazuki Takahashi's original designs. Since the 6-pointed star carries a lot of meanings in various religious and cultural contexts, the international version had this redesign, which honestly looks awesome. Also of note is that this international artwork was used to replace the background of Yugioh the Forbidden One. That's interesting for a couple reasons. First, note that they replaced the pentagram or 5-pointed star behind Yugioh. The Forbidden One's original artwork didn't feature Spellbinding Circle at all. On top of that, let's appreciate the fact that the background change to the 5 special cards happened right in the first set of the game, a whole 6 months before Magic Ruler and Spellbinding Circle's release. While that may not seem like a whole lot of time, it does show some careful planning and organization on Konami's part as they were prepared to roll out their game. This next one's sure to be another blast from the past. Ring of Destruction was infamous for its ability to swiftly end games and especially notorious for creating draws until it received its errata in Premium Gold 2, Return of the Bling. At first glance, it's just a ring of fire, hardly anything alarming. But I remember playing Eternal Duelist Soul and finding out Bell of Destruction didn't look anything like I remembered. It turns out the original design of this card was the same ring with a grenade strapped to where each flame was on the international version of this card, which is far more morbid to imagine on a monster's neck. In the anime, this change was made by recoloring the grenades a solid shade of red without the bomb's textures, but for some reason they still kept the grenade's levers. I talked a bit about Destiny Board in the Imperial Order fiasco a couple episodes ago. In the early days, Destiny Board was pretty much a budget Yugioh where you only needed to collect 1 ultra rare piece and a few rares instead of hoping to find 5 individual ultra rares. Also back then, I always wondered why it was called Destiny Board. I don't see anything involving a long, thin, flat piece of wood or other hard material used for floors or other building purposes. Or games. As it turns out, Destiny Board was originally an actual Ouija board, an occult method of communicating with spirits. The OCG artwork depicts the Wega board complete with the disembodied hand of Dark Necrophir. Takahashi's original concept was to have the fallen Dark Necrophir operate the Ouija board from the graveyard. As it pointed to each letter on the Ojo board, it would summon a spirit message to the field. The international version of the Weisha board spelled out final, while the OCG Wegi board spells out death. I can definitely see why Konami wanted to mask the quiche board's design. I mean, can you imagine how crazy the outcries against Yu-Gi-Oh would have been if they straight up included a Luigi board? Even a modern game like Duel Links doesn't directly show a Wedgie board, but for some reason, the anime simply aired a blue version of the Quidja board and left all the symbols intact, clearly saving our pure eyes from that offensive brown. And there you have it, 4 fun facts regarding the art changes to some of the game's most iconic cards. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of the Best of Yu-Gi-Oh! In a month, where I'll be taking a look at some of the craziest art changes I've come across. And of course, feel free to share your thoughts about the ones we talked about today down in the comments below. Thanks guys, this is JD Gaming, hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys next Friday with 4 more fun facts. That's the end of this video, but if you'd like to see more of this series, you can click the annotation on the right, or you can see the last video I did by clicking the one on the left. If you enjoyed, I encourage you guys to leave a like and share it with others you think who may enjoy it as well. And if you'd really like to see more updates, then subscribe to JD Gaming for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks guys, this is JD Gaming, hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys next time.